Hi cars lovers, and welcome to the Top First channel. Haven't bought your Tesla yet? Do you want to know which electric car in the lineup is right for you? We analyzed the reviews for all the cars of the brand and came up with generalizing points. Such a car is chosen not only because it still causes an enthusiastic wow at parking lots and traffic lights. It is chosen not only because it is reliable or ridiculously easy to operate. It seems that the main reason Tesla becomes almost the second eye of the owner. Read our review with the main features of each model and choose your own type. By the way, at the end of the video you will find a comparative table for the entire line of machines. Pioneer Tesla Model 3. Let's make a reservation right away that this car is one of the first models in the line. But for those who have just decided to get acquainted with Eckers, Model 3 is just right.
But why?
The first argument is the most budgetary model within the brand. For example, in the American branch of Tesla, you can buy a new electric car in the standard rear-wheel version for $46,990. In other countries, even a used one costs $5,000, $6,000 more, depending on the mileage, configuration, and other nuances. The second argument is that the Model 3 was released later than the Model S. The manufacturer took into account all the bugs that were encountered in the use of the brand's first sedan and made this electric car more perfect. But like all cars of the brand, Troika has its own characteristics. This sedan is smaller than its predecessor, 4,694 millimeters in length and 1,933 millimeters in width, so it will be more convenient for drivers accustomed to small cars. On the road, the car behaves very calmly. It does not wag at high speeds. By the way, the electric car can accelerate to 140 miles per hour, according to the standard version. Due to the low center of gravity, it easily enters any turn. Inside, two electric motors, automated four-wheel drive in some versions rear. The battery will last for 272 miles on a single charge, depending on the configuration. And how much is it in real mileage? You can see in one of my previous videos about this model. I love stability. Tesla Model S. First of all, this electric car is a large and long 4,970 millimeters lift back. But get ready for the fact that once you switch to it, you will never give it up. Because the Model S is all about stability and safety, it's not for nothing that the American National Wheeled Safety Administration and the European Committee for Independent Crash Testing give the car well-deserved 5 stars. Do you know what the owners of S are most used to? By touch retractable door handles, it's stylish, spectacular, and just nice. To a comfortable air suspension, which brightens up the bumps in the ride and imperfect domestic roads. I wanted to drive over a curb or a bump, the car miraculously rises above the obstacle. And if you want thrills, experiment with acceleration. In the latest version of the car, this is 60 miles per hour in 3.1 seconds. As its owners say, not a single car with an internal combustion engine will give the same sensations that this model has: dynamics, silence, acceleration. And all this is available both for fresh cars with low mileage and for electric cars that came out in the first years of production. But if you want something even more solid and massive, then you need the next model. Big Brother Tesla Model X. This massive 5,029 millimeters long and 2,271 millimeters wide electric crossover is not just a car for a spectacular exit. Something, but Tesla Model X knows how to surprise. What is only one wave of the rear doors rising in the manner of falcon wings. This feature is especially useful in slushy weather or in a parking lot. In the first case, when you get out of the car, the rain will not soak because the wing literally hangs over the passenger. In the second case, it will save someone else's car from the child's habit of touching the door of a nearby parked car. 2 motors with a capacity of up to 1020 HP in the Plaid version, an adaptive suspension, and a battery that can withstand up to 333 miles on a single charge. Even an energy-intensive winter package. What else is needed for a comfortable ride in a big car? And so big that a family of 7 people can fit inside, or as automotive critic Jeremy Clarkson says,
"What a machine!"
And what else can compare with the sensations when such a voluminous crossover responds to one of your touches? You sit in the salon and press the pedal, the car closes the driver's door, you go and release the gas, the electric car slows down on its own. Probably only the sensations that a wide panoramic roof gives. Only Tesla Model Y can give even more impressions. With this only in the mountains Tesla Model Y. If you want an electric vehicle that looks like the Tesla Model 3, Audi e-tron, and Mercedes EQC at the same time, check out this crossover. And if it is rather difficult to compare it with the last two cars, besides the fact that purely technically these are competitors, then Model Y has a lot in common with the first model. As one of the owners of this electric car emphasized, the S version is too small if you are a fan of cycling or snowboarding. The Model 3 is a compact sedan, but it has the coolest handling. As a result, the Elon Musk team combined the Model 3 platform and technologies with the crossover format, added a couple of seats, making the electric car a 7-seater, and a few more original options. This is how Model Y turned out, with a fairly recognizable design it has in common with the donor electric car: the roundness of headlights and lanterns, front bumper and roof lines, a similar wooden dashboard devoid of air ducts, but with clearance and cross-country ability and dimensions like an SUV. The interior design is aesthetic, like all Tesla trains, but this car is for those who appreciate the golden mean between sportiness and comfort. With a relatively small battery capacity on a single charge, it can travel up to 326 miles and accelerates to 60 in 3.5 seconds in the performance variation. However, be prepared that the performance characteristics of the same model may be different. As with all electric vehicles of the brand, they depend on the configurator, availability of options, outdoor temperature, or driving style. At the same time, the Tesla Model Y is relatively light for its class of cars, so it is easier to drive, and we haven't mentioned the autopilot yet. In the American version, the crossover itself stops at traffic lights, calculates the distance between the cars for the driver, and decides whether it is possible to change lanes. One command in the application on your phone, the electric car will leave the parking lot on its own, drive up to you, and open its doors. The only drawback of electronics in some trim levels is the lack of a built-in garage door opener. Well, and the high cost of the Tesla Model Y. And of course, here is the promised comparison table of the actual characteristics of all Tesla cars. If you have a question, where is the Tesla Cybertruck? I will answer that here. I told you about the most popular models, and besides, this is a very specific car in appearance, and probably not many people are able to buy it because of its too flashy and bold design, although of course, she's pretty good. By the way, I did a shirt review on it in one of the recent videos that you can watch on my channel, and at the same time find out what place the Tesla Cybertruck took in my top. How to choose Tesla, the right model for you? Still lost in choice? Choose any nearest car dealership where there is a Model 3 or Model S and order a test drive. Whichever model you find, they all have one thing in common: quiet driving, child-friendly handling, and almost sports car-like acceleration. I hope this video really helped you to choose one of the models to buy, so make sure you're subscribed on my channel and click the like button to be in touch with newest cars news.